Hey, look, last year, man, I made more money than I ever made in my life. Granted, it really wasn't that much, cause we never had much. Just enough was enough for the guys. Jump in the truck, take a ride, and I went and bought a crib for my bride. And what's a crib without a baby in it? Me and KBJ in the backyard. When I get back, then we back to the back car. When I back to the stars. Hold up, I remember that empty fridge apartment with no power in it. Still to God we will turn power steering. Your money's too cheap to fund my enjoyment. Had that work you can't employ. I'm rolling. Been had that work you can't employ. We rolling. Been had that work. Boy, we got treasure. We'll be.
Hey everyone, this is Works of Art coming at you today with Makings of a Man, Episode 2. The Journey. Dun dun dun. Alright, so anyhow, I'll get started and I'll dive right into it. I know the first one went a little long, but I just had so much to say about that. But you know, and I could say the same about this one, but I'm gonna try to keep it short. I'm gonna work on that. So what I want to talk to you today is about it's the journey of a man who battled different different adversities. It was, you had divorce, so we'll say failed marriage, which is common today. Then you say we had unemployment, and even at a point in his life, homelessness. So there was a lot of different things, you know, working out for his greater good, and that makes just an awesome story. And like this person, I'll say 1,000 times, is near and dear to my heart. And when I was talking to him about wanting to do this piece about him and for him as a dedication to him, he was just like, I mean, he was amazed. And like, I feel so much admiration for this man of what he's been through, what he's been able to overcome. Like it makes some of the things that I've went through, I'm like, that ain't nothing compared to what he done did. He done did. So I'll go ahead and dive right into it. So it's a story of a man who, fresh out of high school, decided I'm gonna marry this woman. I love her. It's gonna work. God has it for me. I believe she's the one, my soulmate. And you know, I like using my hands, so I'm gonna pick up a trade. I'm gonna forego school. Like I ain't gonna go to college. That ain't for me. I want to get married. I want to start my family. You know, he got his head on straight. You know, that was the, you know, if you go back, that's the traditional way it was done. You know, you get your little trade, you make some good money, and you're bringing in and you're supporting your family. And they started having their family, and it was a beautiful thing. Definitely was. They would come to our events on the holidays. And beautiful family. So, as the economy starts to take a turn, and his trade is affected by the economy taking a turn, this brings out some adversity in the relationship or in the marriage. And it causes it to have this up and down effect where sometimes he's able to provide, sometimes he's not, because he doesn't have sure work. Temp work doesn't cut it, because a lot of times they need you in this particular trade. A lot of times they need you, and then sometimes they, hey, you gotta go. We don't have any work right now. Okay. So he was taking that in stride. He managed to, you know, work little odds and end jobs and do whatever he needed to do. But that put a very hard strain on the relationship, which just started to impact it in a very negative way. And I gotta say, this is a man who's devoted, a devoted father. And the last thing he wanted to do was give up on his marriage and not be there every day with his kids. And like when I saw him go through this whole thing, and I saw him going through this, you know, this struggle of, you know, we can make this work. This can work. And maybe for the other person in that marriage, well, I need a provider. You're not able to provide, so what are you doing? Which really just tested the vows that they spoke and that they believed in. And did that test break the marriage? Maybe. But I believe a lot of times when you have the strain of finances and differences of opinion, and there's not a clear understanding and a clear balance of, okay, this is what we can do and this is what we can do. If something would ever happen, this is what we would do. And there's a strategic plan in place. And then at the end of the day, what trumps all plans and everything, the vows you made to a person through thick and thin, like that means something. That means something to people. And it should mean something to those who go through or they turn at the moment like stuff gets hard. And I know for whatever, everybody has their reasons of doing whatever they do. But just remember, it's rich or poor, thick and thin. That means those times will be tough. Doesn't mean they're going to be easy. They will be tough. I've had tough times. So the marriage slowly started to decline. And I saw this take a toll on it. Usually a very fit person started struggling with weight, battling with weight. I'm like, bro, what's going on, man? Yeah, fat as hell. What's up, man? Dude, I'm just stressing, bro. Just I'll be alright though, man. I'm gonna get back in the gym, do my thing. I'm like, all right, man. If you need anything, you let me know, bro. We go work out. And that's what we did. We go work out a couple days. You know what I'm saying? I'm still heavy too, so it looked like I've been stressing a lot. But we were able to joke and laugh and make fun of each other. But that's because it's love. I can say, man, I love this man like a brother. He is a part of my family. So as I saw him going through, it was killing me seeing him go through the turmoil in his marriage. And when he finally got his divorce, it was, you could tell in his face that it was a sigh of relief because, he was just losing himself in the midst of all of that. Maybe there were some things going on in the background that I didn't even know about, but I could tell that he wasn't himself. But once the divorce is over and you start to see his progression, you start to see him come back to who he was. The person that I knew, the fun-loving, happy-go-lucky guy, and I started to notice some different things, and I started to pay attention to this guy and see what he's doing. So now remember, he has this trade that's not, because the economy still hadn't turned around yet for the better. So now he's dealing with 2 kids, a ex-wife or whatever they call it, a wife, a divorced wife, I guess. I don't know. I haven't been married, and I wouldn't want to know the divorce part of it, so it's just whatever. So he has that. He has to take care of his kids. This man goes from making a very nice salary to $8 an hour. And in order for him to get to work, because he has no transportation, I've seen this man tell me, hey, bro, I'm getting up at 4 because I used to work overnight. Bro, I'm getting up, man. I'm finna head down. Gotta go to work at 8. So he's leaving at 4, 5 in the morning. I see him walking about 2-3 miles to a bus stop. I give him rides when I can. And then, and I know, I'm like, man, that's a dedicated person. That's somebody who wants something in life. That's somebody who is not going to just fold. Anybody. And at any time, he could have said, Lord, I can't take it no more. I got to do what I got to do and be done with it. But he knew he had kids who looked up to him. He knew he had kids he had to provide for. So by any means necessary was he going to go out and do. And he chose to do it the right way. So you're looking at a man who started with an $8 an hour job, just a regular associate, in retail, doing his thing. Slowly but surely, started getting promotion after promotion. But it's still retail, so it's not, still a grind. So you're also looking at a man, because as he was telling me this, he was like, dude, there were some days that I slept at the Waffle House. I would sleep at the bus station just so that I could be to work on time. And then we got some people got a car that's new, still can't get to work on time. I'm working on it though. I'm working on it. It's work in progress. Try to get there early. I digress. So I look at that dedication, and I look at that, and I just admire this person so much, because he is the epitome of never give up and determination. Like there can be no success if you give up. There can be no achievement if you fold and you crumble. You can bend, don't break. And that was what he did. He bent. He was hurting sometimes. Because I would talk to him and I would share with him. Because as my brother, dude, you can come talk to me. We can talk about whatever you need to talk about. And I'm here. Whatever you need and I can give, I got you. And that's what it'll be. But like he was telling me that, okay, dude, I would sleep at the Waffle House, and then, I get to work and I work whatever hour shift, and then, it takes me about 2-3 hours to get home. So we're looking at a person who was truly doing probably about 16, 17-hour days just to work an 8-hour shift, if that. So we really have to put in perspective, like, what we're going to complain about, or how we're going to, give up when stuff gets hard. I mean, somebody always has it worse. And not once did I see this person. Like, I saw him, I saw him, like, sometimes you could tell it was just, it was a lot. But for the most part, I could say, honestly, 95% of the time, this man was positive, upbeat. He's a very spiritual brother too, so he knew exactly where his strength came from. And there was going to be nothing that was going to stop him. He knew that there was nothing man could do that could break him, because he knows where his help comes from. And I'm like, dude, it works that way sometimes. For the greater good, he places people in the right time, the right place, for the right reasons. He had a lot of different elements going on, and he had a lot of support. But when you start having your adversity, it's always interesting to see, because when you look to your left, you look to your right, or vice versa, who's there? I mean, when the chips are down, who's there? And when you find yourself in that position and you look to your right and your left and you see who's there, you hold on and you cherish those friendships. And that's exactly what he did. So as he, works this job and he gets these promotions, and still not, the greatest of pay, but he's able to provide a little bit more. He's able to do a little bit more. So, but he still has no transportation. But that's not an excuse. He's not searching, he's not wanting an excuse to fail. It gets no better than that. Now, but it does, though. That's just the crazy part. And that's why I admire this man so much. So as he progressed and things changed for me, I was able to do something, very special for this guy. I was able to give him an opportunity for something else, something different. And this opportunity came, and it was something that he was stepping outside of his box. But we talked about right place, right time, right reason. So anybody who knows me, I'm a pretty stubborn guy, but also I want the best out of you. So if you're working with me, I'm gonna get the best out of you, and if I don't, I'm gonna tell you, like, what's up, tighten up. And and even with that, I know that this person, like when I started to see his progression, when I saw it, and I was like, hey, he's like, hey, bro, I got a whip. Like, what? You got your car? Yeah, got a car. So look at it, man. He's being blessed through all his trials and tribulations that he had. He's being blessed. He feels blessed. He is blessed because all he put out there was positivity. Everything he did was positive. Like, I would go to him for advice. Not once complained. Not once did he even stop to tell me what was going on with him. He just said, bro, you can get through that. You got it. I'm like, thank you, man. And like, when I see him, I'm like, bro, thank you. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Although you feel like I've done stuff for you, but it pales in comparison to what you've done for me. And a lot of times, the things you can't touch are the things that mean the most. Like, I don't need money to be rich. Some of these things that I've learned, and this isn't like my peer, this is like a guy who's the same age as me. But some of the things I've learned from him have been like key in my life and in my sanity. Because I've dealt with a lot of crazy things. So when when he tells me he got a car, I'm like, man, all right, man. Like, I'm seeing someone go from, as he said, and this is to quote him, and this is what he feels, from the pit to the palace. Because, if I if I didn't have anything and then I get a 99 Civic, guess what? I got something. And I'm happy, and I'm finna ride Beulah into the ground. But I'm gonna clean up, put some hubcaps on it, and we're gonna do what we do. And then we're gonna make it work. And we're gonna keep positive. Just keep positive vibes flowing. So, we keep talking, and then, and then I remember, I think back, and like, I got so choked up when I heard this, because I was like, man, just look at that. And this was at the lower end of his, come up. But we were talking because maybe a few years back I organized we were doing a volunteer activity at a homeless shelter. We were serving food, and I bought cake, and we were doing arts and crafts, and it was a great feeling. Organizing that and getting as many people as we had involved, getting my family involved, getting my friends involved. So, like, I had my loved ones there helping others, and they were sharing love and just showing love to these people, and it was awesome, to these kids, adults, whoever was there. And so as I was talking to him, he was so excited about it, at working up towards this event. He was so excited. I'm like, bro, why okay, it's I'm serving some soup, but I think the arts and crafts are gonna be fun. That might be fun, make little snowflakes and stuff. He's like, nah, man, you don't understand. I'm like, what don't I understand? Arts and crafts, it's snowflakes, man. It's gonna be fun. Like, that's the fun part, right? He's like, no. The same shelter that we're going to, I once lived there when I was a kid. Hold on, for real? Never once. I've known this man since, oh my gosh, ninth grade. Never once did I know that he had that go on in his life. So, like, I honestly, when I say I honestly believe that this person has a story that's going to be triumphant. Like, his story will be written, because it gets no better than that. Well, let's think about it. So now he has a job where he's able to provide a little bit more. All of a sudden, I'm giving some news. He comes to me smiling and he's like, bro, guess what? What's up, man? Got a job doing my trade. Getting back to what I was doing. Man, everything happens for a reason, man. Everything happens for a reason. True leaders don't get mad when others do great, or they're going to better themselves, or they're going to grow. So this man who was struggling, who was, in the pit, as he would say, is working his way up to the palace. Like, he's knocking on the door, because now he's in a situation that prepares him for greater. He's in a situation that's going to make him greater. He's in a situation where he's loved by his kids, by his friends, by his family, and he has the support of those around him to do great. So think about that. Think about these things that I've told you. Think about the adversity that you may go through. Think about what you're willing to go through to provide for your kids, to make sure that they have, need, everything they want. Like, what are you willing to do? And I'm not talking about sell drugs. And if you do, I ain't no cop no more, so that's all. But just know that your child's gonna need you. And the drug game goes one or two ways. Like, and I know I'm off track, but I'm just letting you know, it goes one or two ways. Either somebody snitches on you, or it's good and you're able to get out the game, and to each his own. I'm not the one that judges you, so, and like, to each his own. Just take care of your kids. Take care of your kids. That's really all I got to say. All right, man. As always, thank you for listening. Thank you for being involved. Thank you for sharing. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy, the love the last one got. I appreciate that. I really do. You can also follow me on Instagrams. It's all Smiles People. It has the underscores in between them. Then, plus I post. If you're on my Facebook, I post everything all the time. Sorry if I'm posting too much, but yeah, it's just life. It's just me. So go figure. And then just always, just like it, share it, pass the message on, tell somebody, tap somebody on the shoulder and say, hey, go look at that. It's not really about the views. What it's really about is the message. So if we can get the message out, spread it, of positivity, being men, being friends, and being a support system for the fellow man, helping, the fellow woman. It all works together for our greater good. So we just have to understand it. So as always, I still ran long, but whatever. As always, love, peace, progression. Works of art. Alright, so I'm coming back to Esther real quick, because he had like 5 points that he really wanted me to key in on, and I kind of want to make sure that we get these the 5 points across, because the story is really about him, so I really want to honor him with that. The first one is definitely focus on helping yourself before you can help others. You have to make sure that you're in a good position to help others. Like, if I'm down bad and you're coming to me for some support, I can't right now, because I have to get me right, because nothing I do or put my hand on is going to work until I'm able to, and like spiritually, mentally, emotionally, give you the attention and everything that you need. Number 2, get your mojo back. His words, exactly. Get your mojo back, because you're going to go through a phase where you're down, You're out. You don't feel like anybody wants you. So you have to figure out a way to get that back. Like, you gotta have your swag. You have to be confident. Because if you don't believe in you, ain't nobody else gonna believe you. Alright. That's a good one. 3. Keep getting back up even when every door is shutting on you. Like, they slam the door in your face, you fall on your back. Brush yourself off and get up. Because eventually, you keep knocking, kicking, you're going to bust one down. And next thing you know, you're going to have your opportunity. And you're going to do whatever it takes to succeed with that. 4. Have patience. And don't get caught up in your surroundings. So, if there's negativity around you, should you feed into the negativity? Should you be negative because others are? No. Live with a positive mindset. Live with a positive mindset knowing that positivity you're going to put out in the atmosphere, you're probably going to get it back. And even if people try to throw you back negativity, keep pushing out the positivity though. And I think it'll be infectious. So it'll rub off on them too, hopefully. Last but not least, he had a 5th point. Stay connected to your faith and beliefs. Those principles have kept me focused on being greater in every area of my life. I've been restored as a man. No longer do I validate my success based on what society says or based on what I believe I don't have. I base my worth on. So that meaning all the stuff that everybody else got that I don't have. Does that mean I'm not worth anything? Does that mean they're worth more than me? Because I don't know. Maybe I jumbled that a little bit, but I want the message to be clear. Material things, money, that don't mean you're rich. It really doesn't. So you have to truly understand where your riches come from. Because at the end of the day, money ain't going with you. Somebody gonna spend it. But the legacy you leave, the impact you leave on somebody's life, it's gonna last far longer than money. And he says this to end it out. He's working to compel him to don't allow his situation and his circumstances to dictate what type of man he will be. He's not gonna let the stuff he goes through determine what type of man he will be, what type of father he will be, what type of worker he will be, or employee, should I say, he will be, what type of leader in his community he's going to be. Man, as always, just, man, like it, share it, comment, do what you need to do, but we're going to get the message out there regardless. You know what I'm saying? This is positivity. Just take it. It's what it is. Y'all have a good day. Love, peace, progression, works of art.